Ashley Share, and I'm the founder and CEO of ShareLove.Fund. I am going to go through what you can expect from this course. First and foremost, we are an empowerment-focused yoga school, and I hope that by the end of this course, all of you feel more confident, not because of any magic that we did, but because you already have all the tools that you need to be your best self already within you. And what we try to do is be a reflection of that and a reminder of all the reasons you should pat yourself on the back and be kind to yourself. Because at the end of the day, when we believe this person is a guru or that person, it makes us feel a little bit dependent, and with dependency comes a little bit of anxiety. And instead, what I would like to do is, through this course, congratulate all of you for taking the journey, for wanting to learn more, for wanting to improve yourself. And we have spent a lot of years digging, trying to find the best information, reading all the latest case studies on child development. And we are excited for this opportunity to share with you all that we have learned and give you even more tools to be the awesome self that you already are. So first and foremost, I think what you can expect from this course is just a friendly reminder to pat yourself on the back and that you're a superstar. And with that, I'll just add one other point. One of the studies that I read, it said that people who read books about how to better interact with children are better nurturers and teachers and educators with children, but not because of the information they received in the books, but because the type of people who seek out continual education to learn more about children are the same type of people who are committed to best practices. So just by the nature of you being interested in this course means that you're already set up for success, that you're already probably doing pretty awesome things at home or in the classroom. And that's just a tribute to you. If we can teach you a fun fact or a new technique along the way, all the better. But please know that you are just as much the teacher as we are, and through this process, although virtual, we'll be learning from each other. So that's first and foremost, is the takeaway is a centering and a confidence in you. The second takeaway you'll get from this class is that you'll have a deep understanding of child development. We will break down child development by preschool, elementary school, and middle school. So preschool is about ages 2 to 4, elementary school is about ages 5 to 10, and middle school is about ages 11 to 15. The Yoga Alliance RCYT accreditation is for ages 2 to 15. To learn more about postpartum and the small years, you can take our YSAP, YACEP course, and also we have lots of blogs and articles about specific issues related to older teens, 16 through 17, or really 21, I like to think of that age group, as we have a specialty in teen pregnancy and yoga for young women and young pregnant women who are incarcerated. We are currently the #1 content provider in terms of volume for Rosie's, the women's ward at Rikers Island Jail in New York, and we truly strive every day to save lives in this demographic. Suicide has been an increased risk since the pandemic, and through your support, by you taking this yoga teacher training, we are able to pay for free training to isolated populations, especially incarcerated, who could not pay for it. And I just want to also take this moment to thank all of you and also everyone who has finished this course and still continue to donate to us. I really, really appreciate it. I treat every penny as with the highest standard of integrity. 100 cents on every dollar that's donated goes to programming. The board underwrites all administrative expenses, and we don't take it lightly, this gift you've given us. So anyway, but more about you. So the second section is child development. You will get a deep understanding of child development, the issues children face, how it works, what's going on with the brain, what's going on with the body, and the mental, physical interplay, social interactions, cognitive interactions, understanding issues like self-awareness by age group. And we'll look at that, as I said, preschool, elementary school, and middle school. And understanding like control of body behaviors and things like that. The second part of this is also that you'll learn the benefits of yoga. So because you're already taking the RCYT, you're probably already convinced of the benefits of yoga for children. But it's important to go over this because if you are a teacher or special ed teacher or a facilitator at a juvenile correction facility, you may need to explain to parents and caregivers and co-workers and maybe your principal or other people in the institution why you think that class time should include yoga or mindfulness. And so understanding the benefits can also help you convey your message more if you feel that you want to help children in a certain way, but you need to get some support for that. I do want to be really clear that on the internet, you can find all sorts of claims about yoga, how it can cure everything. We're very, very careful at ShareLove.Fund. Yoga is one of many tools, and sometimes it's not enough. And sometimes it can really help. And I just want to really affirm that we are not making claims. No one is, nothing we're going to do is magical, but what actually is magical is when you are in a state of learning, you are your best self. And when you're your best self, it's pretty awesome and you're empowered. And you know, that's what's magical is what the student can do, and that has nothing to do with us or yoga. That's just like the miracle of life. So anyway, I'm super passionate about this, but I have to be focused. And okay, and then the next part of that is communication, and I touched on that a little bit. So when we talk about child development in terms of age group, we'll talk about development, and we'll talk about the benefits of yoga, and we'll also talk about communication. How you communicate with a parent of a 2-year-old is going to be a little bit different than how you communicate with a parent of an 11-year-old. And being sensitive to that and having a skill set so that you can navigate difficult situations and de-escalate situations so that you can do your work as a special ed teacher or a parent or a caregiver. So we're going to break down communication in terms of communication with parents and caregivers, communication with school staff and developmental, other developmental coordinators. You might be one person offering special services to a child, and there's other people also offering special services. You know, there might be a conflict or something like that. How do you communicate that, as routines are important to children? And then also communicating within the environment that you're trying to teach the child, like, how do you communicate with the child? How do we redirect bad behavior? And again, that's different. Redirecting a 2-year-old is different than redirecting a 15-year-old. And we'll talk about different tools specific by age group so that you feel really confident when you end this class, this course, that you have command of the classroom. And that's what we want to do. I truly believe that everybody already has these tools already within them, but sometimes taking a class just gives us a little more confidence. And when you finish this class, I want you to feel that you could be with any 2 to 15-year-old and feel like you know what you're doing and trust yourself. So that's my goal. Then, so that's the section on yoga and the general background of yoga. Then you will also learn about yoga philosophy and how to communicate that yoga philosophy to children by age group. So we will go through the 8 limbs of yoga by Patanjali, and that's sort of yoga's ethical code. And I said this in an earlier video that I'm an attorney by trade. And so before we had the United States and our case law, yoga had their rules and laws. I don't teach this like religion or asking anyone to believe anything. I teach it as critical thinking, and you can adopt what works for you and reject what doesn't. Just like in some courses you may learn Greek mythology, so you might believe it or not, that's up to you. But basically, while we study these ancient principles, what's interesting is to ask ourselves, why have they survived this long? Is there anything that resonates with you today? Is there anything that would be valuable in the classroom or at home to teach children? And how do we implement some of these principles if it resonates with you, if you wanted to? How this course will give you tools for how to implement those principles by age group. How to teach nonviolence to a 2-year-old, again, would be different than how to teach nonviolence to a 15-year-old. But this is really, really important in this day and age. We have an opportunity, all of us, and some might even say a responsibility, but in the US there's no Good Samaritan law, so it's just an opportunity. But we have an opportunity to influence children, and they will grow up and they will outlive us, and they will influence so many other people along the way. And in this day and age where so many people are isolated and not feeling that connectiveness, we have a real opportunity to make an impact and have that positive domino effect. One of my favorite sayings at ShareLove.Fund is, love is contagious, kindness counts. And by using these 8 limbs of yoga, which are just sort of general principles, you can sort of find these principles in any religion or any sort of code of ethics at a basic level. But by teaching them in a way that is appropriate for your environment and in a way that is appropriate developmentally, cognitively, and socially for the age group you're interacting with, when we implement these, we have a real chance to foster and nurture positive behaviors in the child that can then result in positive behaviors on the playground. And a lot of the issues, especially special needs issues, special needs children may be experiencing can be, well, I guess a lot of the issues that exasperate problems that special needs children have, all those compounding issues, some of those compounding issues can be eliminated by really just teaching children to be positive and to make a positive impact. So that is sort of section 1, okay? The background and yoga philosophy. Then section 2 is really the movement. So in that section, we'll first go over breath work and how to teach breath work in age-appropriate ways. Again, preschool, elementary school, and middle school. You will hear that a lot. And then we will talk about meditation and how to apply that in age-appropriate ways. Guided imagery for the younger folks, maybe centering and sort of empowering or letting go for the older folks, maybe for the 15-year-olds, who I'm calling the older folks because this is children's teacher training. For the 15-year-olds, I found teaching how to use breath work and meditation and meditations to really teach this age group how to respond instead of react, and how to get out of fight or flight mode, and how to understand that impulsive reactions lead to bad decision making, and bad decision making can get you in trouble. And I also like to empower this age group by reminding them that doing nothing is an option. Saying nothing is an option. And if you don't know where to go, maybe don't go. Or if you don't know what to say, maybe don't say something. And setting a boundary like that to save a space for yourself. And I feel like that's very empowering for that age group. Finally, the third section is we will talk about sequencing, and you will have your practicum, which you will upload a video of yourself teaching. You don't have to teach a child. I know not everybody has access to a child, and you know, you can just say what age group you are teaching, and then you know, teach to the camera. And then you will get your diploma. You will get instructions for how to register with Yoga Alliance. There's a fee associated with registering for Yoga Alliance that does not go to ShareLove.Fund, that goes to Yoga Alliance. But it is really important for ShareLove.Fund that our trainees do in fact register with Yoga Alliance, because that gives us third-party accountability and transparency about the degrees we're issuing to show we're active, because so much of our population is unable to register for Yoga Alliance or pay the fee. A lot of our population is incarcerated, or high school children and their families are just focusing on the basics for them. So it's really important for us to have your feedback and have your reviews. And then the grand finale at the end of the course, you will see your Yoga Alliance registration card on Yoga Alliance, which will have the RCYT symbol. And we'd love for you to send that to us because we want to celebrate with you. And you will be a part of our network. And once you get a degree from ShareLove.Fund, you are part of our family, and we're here to support you. So whether that's between jobs, or you want to volunteer, or you want our latest resources, we're really truly happy to share what we have, to build on each other's work. I really believe that together we're stronger. We're huge practitioners of karma yoga, and if we can do something to be supportive, we would love to, because we have an incredible network, and together we're stronger. And now that you're part of ShareLove.Fund, you have access to our network, and we are truly here to support you and truly commend you for taking this journey. Namaste.